It is so easy to get lost in a sea of ideas and glittery possibilities, but true creativity shines when we take the time to refine our focus and bring a single thought from an idea to a finished product. Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we uncover and discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the Windy City, Chicago. But mostly, I'm someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into nearly everything in our lives. Each week, we are going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity. My friend, before we start this next episode of Create Today with Beth Buffington, I wanted to take a moment to check in and see how your greeting card challenge art is going. Now, remember, at the end of this month, I am going to be releasing my greeting card printing workshop where you can learn how to take your beautiful art and get it printed online so you can get some professional looking cards that you can send, share, or sell. To make sure that you get your invite to the workshop, make sure you're on my email list. Easy to do. Just go to www.bdi-create.today and you can hop on my email list and you'll be certain to get an invite to the workshop. So have fun with your art, my friend. And with no more further ado, let's get started with this episode of Create Today with Beth Buffington. Hello, my creative friends. Welcome back to another episode of BDI Create Today. This week, we continue our exploration of the 4 stages in my Going FourWords creative process. In this 4-part series, we've been walking through the 4 words: revive, realize, refine, and release, that, when applied to your creativity, will provide a simple process of keeping your creativity healthy and sparked with inspiration. Now, our first word, revive, we discuss the importance of rejuvenating creative energy without giving yourself time to be rested, especially between large creative projects. It is nearly impossible without this rest to reach your full potential with your creative passion. So, my friend, remember to take time to revive. Our second word, realize. And in this stage, it's all about becoming aware of our world, the sights, the sounds, textures, colors, tastes that we encounter daily. It's all about taking ourselves off autopilot and then embracing our childlike curiosity. And that, my friend, will allow us to actually see and collect all the creative treasures that are hiding in plain sight in the world we live in. So today we're moving forward into our third word, and that word is refine. Now, the refine stage, well, it's simply choose one of your ideas that you've collected and do the work. But oh, if only creativity was that easy. Pick and choose and do the work. Oh, that sounds simple, right? And sometimes that actually happens. An idea is calling to us on a megaphone, and we have no choice but to work feverishly on that one particular idea. But often we spend countless hours looking at all the great ideas we've collected, and we choose, and then we start, and then we stall, and then we stop, and then we choose another idea, and we start, and then we stall because we think, is this really what I want to work on? And then we stop, and then we do this start, stall, and stop procedure over and over and over. We often let shiny objects distract our attention by thinking, ooh, wait, I have a better idea. And so we stray off to that shiny thing. Or we begin to doubt our ability to finish a project that we've started because we look at the beginning stages of this project and we think to ourselves, oh my gosh, I am creating like a 2-year-old. And we convince ourselves that this particular idea is not worthy of completion. Hello, imposter syndrome, and hello, super loud inner critic. Now, in this episode, we are going to chat about ways to make a decision and then discuss how we can remain focused on working on that one choice so that we can actually complete our project. Okay, so let's be really honest. Raise your hand if you have ever bought a bunch of art supplies or craft supplies to create this amazing idea that you have. And then you start, and then you stop, and you find yourself buying more art supplies for yet another great idea that you just got. And then you start on that idea, and then you stop, and oh my gosh, you are now buying more art supplies again, and whoosh, you are in a swirl of start and stop and start and stop. And the result is a lot of projects that are started and never quite finished, and a closet full of really cool art supplies or fabric or brushes or whatever your latest, if I get this, my work's gonna be amazing thing, whatever that might be. But your inner critic is sharply telling you that you never finish anything. And your imposter syndrome makes you think that everyone else on Instagram is a great artist because they have finished every project they have ever started, and their end result has always been pure perfection. And the consequence is your creativity is now feeling a bit battered and bruised. My friend, if you could look around right now at all the creatives listening to this episode, you would see a lot of hands raised. A lot. Now, I'm not a crafter by trade. Most of my art is drawn on my iPad, but I can tell you that you are in good company with me today. I have a lot of projects that are in a multitude of stages in my iPad for a multitude of reasons. And often the reason is I just didn't like what I drew, right? Does that happen to you? And that is why I did this intense review of how I work creatively. And I determined what I needed to do and how I needed to do it in order to get my creative muscles fit and flexible and working their best, especially when I most need to be productive, because I often need to finish my projects. So I discovered that I needed these 4 words to get organized and working at my best. I needed to revive and be rested so I could be at my best. I needed to be able to realize so I could see and collect that next great idea. And I needed to be able to take time to refine or work on an idea until it was complete. So I want to explain why I chose the word refine for this get the work done stage. When I explored the word refine, here are the definitions that were included in this one powerful word. Definition number 1, to refine, to reduce to a fine or pure state and separate from extraneous. Definition number 2, to attenuate or reduce through vigor and strength or validity by polishing or purifying. Definition number 3, refine, to treat or prepare so as to put in a usable condition. Definition number 4, to improve or perfect by pruning or polishing. Definition number 5, refine, to make more complex, intricate, or richer. And definition number 6, refine, to make more precise or to increase the discriminatory powers of. Oh, these definitions explain the choosing and the work involved to take a rough idea and then sculpt it and mold it. And then my favorite part, to improve and perfect this idea into a creation that is in, and I quote, a usable state by using your creative authenticity. So when you refine, you are creating work that is going to be useful and beautiful for your end user. Is your work going to be a gift? Think about who the gift is for. Is it going to be decorating a house? Think about the house that it is going to decorate. Is it going to be sold to a customer? Think about that one customer who will delight in your finished project. My friend, it is so easy to get lost in a sea of ideas and glittery possibilities, but true creativity shines when we take the time to refine our focus and bring a single thought from an idea to a finished product. So, are you feeling intrigued? Let's explore how we can effectively choose our next project and stay focused as you refine your idea into something lovely. First, you need to choose what to work on. You've just spent time realizing, which means that you now have a vast collection of possible ideas for your next masterpiece. How do you pick that one idea? Choosing the next project can be challenging when you have multiple ideas collected, or you have several thoughts swirling around in your mind, or you need to just figure out what to start working on, and you're not sure which idea you should choose. Here are some creative ways to help you narrow down and choose your next project. Number 1, create a mind map. This is a great exercise if you're experiencing creative block, when even the ideas from your realized phase are leaving you uninspired or overwhelmed. Visualizing your thoughts about what this project should be is going to help you see connections and identify your most compelling project. So if you're not certain what a mind map is a visual tool you can use to organize your ideas. You start by writing down a main idea about what you'd like to accomplish with this particular project. So in the center, you're going to write down this one idea, and then you're going to draw lines out to related ideas. What does this main idea make you think of? Write down that word. And then that word, what does that word make you think of? Write down that word. Each of these related ideas are going to branch out into more details that will help you flush out your idea. A mind map often looks like a tree, with your central trunk being that main idea, or main thought, and then many branches that are those extraneous details or additional thoughts that will help you see connections and organize your thoughts clearly so you can flush out that one idea. Number 2, project evaluation matrix. Now, this sounds tricky, but it is simply making a list of all the ideas that you're considering and then rating each one based on different factors, like how excited are you about doing this particular idea? How easy is this particular idea going to be to do? And how much impact will this idea have for your end user? Then take a look at the scores, and you will be able to see which project is going to be the best choice to focus on. It's kind of like a scorecard that will help you pick the winner. Number 3, a gut check. This one is kind of fun to do. It's a little bit of a game. Get a dice or a pair of dice, and then write down your ideas, 1 through however many ideas you have. So make sure you have a dice that can add up to that number. And then you're going to roll your dice. So if you get number 2, look on your list. What was number 2? And then that's your idea. Sometimes the best choice can be chosen for you. If you just don't know what to do, this will just help you pick. And sometimes your intuition is going to let you know which is your choice. Because when the dice lands on a project number and your gut says, yeah, I really don't want to do that one, then roll again and see where it lands next. This can sometimes be a great way to realize which project truly is going to ignite your creative passion. Number 4 is audience feedback. This is a great idea if you've got a few ideas that seem equal in passion for you. Share your thoughts with trusted friends or your end use audience. Their feedback is going to provide valuable insights and will help you choose a project that will be most beneficial for what you want this project to do as an end result. And often knowing that someone is truly interested in the creativity that you're producing makes focusing easier because you know you have an interested customer waiting for your finished project. Number 5 is future visioning. So this is where you're going to imagine each of those projects that you might have as an idea, and you're going to just imagine each of these projects completed. And you want to visualize the impact this end result is going to have. So which project idea has the most meaningful or exciting end result? Again, this is thinking about your end user. Is it a gift? Are you going to sell to a customer? Think about the purpose this project needs to have or needs to be developed for, and then concentrate on which idea will have the best solution. So once you have used one of these ideas to help you choose an idea and you've chosen your project, the next step in the refine stage is to focus on working on this idea and then do the work without distractions. That sounds easy, right? This is when you need to give yourself permission and reserve the time to actually get the work done. Creativity, my friend, includes a lot of sweat equity, does it not? Yes, it does. So you need to give yourself time to enjoy getting a little sweaty with your creative passion. And here are some creative strategies to help you stay on track as you start to work. Idea number 1 to help you stay on track, to help you focus on this refine stage where you are getting the work done. Here's number 1, the Pomodoro technique. You might have heard this as a technique for exercising, where you're exercising in bursts of energy intervals. Well, you can do this with your creativity as well. You're going to work in focused intervals, maybe about 25 minutes, and then follow that with a short break. So you can work really hard and then take a break, walk around a little bit, get something to drink, and then come back and work again for 25 minutes and then take a break. This kind of focused interval is going to help enhance your concentration and prevent burnout. Number 2, a distraction journal. Here, this is a great idea. If you're someone who works and you're interrupted by your brain being really busy thinking and worrying about other things maybe you should be doing, and you don't want to forget, keep a notebook nearby and just jot down those distracting thoughts or tasks that pop up in your head. And then tell yourself, okay, I'm going to make a list of things I need to do when I am done working. This helps you address these distractions. So you take them as important, but you also say, I'm going to do this later. Let's put a pin in this, write it down. We'll look at it in a little bit. This helps you address these distractions later without interrupting your workflow now. Number 3, noise canceling headphones. If the world around you is distracting, pop on some headphones to block out that distraction and have some background noise that will allow you to create in a focused work environment. That might be white noise. It might be a certain type of music. Find what works best for you. Number 4, digital detox. Limit your use of social media and other digital distractions during your work sessions. So put down your phone, my friend, and move it away, far away from where you are working, and turn away from access to social media while you're working. That way, when you catch your creative flow, you won't lose your mojo by a digital distraction. And number 5, set clear goals. So break your project into smaller, manageable, tasty snack bites that aren't overwhelming. So set a specific goal for each of these little snacks that will eventually lead you from the beginning to the end of a project. That might be something you're going to want to do at the beginning of your project, so you kind of know how you're going to break it apart. And that way you'll be organized to start and end the completion of our project. This provides a clear roadmap and helps maintain your focus. So now you've found some creative ways to help you stay on track and stay focused. Let's discuss some ways that your environment plays a crucial role in maintaining your focus. This is where you're going to want to think about where you are working and how you feel while you are in this space. So you're going to work on your environment. And here are some creative ways you can set up a distraction-free studio or space where you are working. First, organize your workspace. Before you begin to work, make certain that you have all your tools and supplies. You don't want to lose important work time searching for that certain paintbrush or realizing to your dismay that your glue is dried up. So get prepared before you begin to work, and that will ensure your time to work is productive. Number 2, inspiring decor. Surround yourself with items that inspire you to work, such as artwork or plants or motivational quotes. Maybe light a candle that invigorates your inspiration, or you're going to play music that is inspiring for your creativity. Make this a space where you feel privileged to work and you will enjoy creating, and you're not going to feel chained or imprisoned in a space that makes you feel uninspired. Number 3, dedicated space for a studio. So if possible, create a dedicated room or a separate space. This is going to help you mentally prepare for the work at hand, because when you're in this room or this space, this is where you're creative. Your brain is going to go, oh, we're in here, we are going to get busy with being creative. And then let your family know that when you are in your studio or in this space, you are working and you should not be disturbed. Number 4, ambient lighting. Use lighting that enhances your focus. Natural light is really ideal, but you can also have adjustable lamps that have warm or cool tones that help you relax and feel like you're in the mood to create, to focus, to get work done. Now, each week, as we've talked about the words that are part of our going FourWords creative process, we've talked about how you can actually find time in your busy schedule to accomplish this particular word in the FourWords process. So this week is no different. So finding and reserving time to actually do and complete your creative work can be challenging, especially with a busy schedule. So my friend, here are some creative solutions to help you carve out time to get creative and refine your ideas. Number 1, early morning or late night. So consider, are you an early bird or a night owl? Think about when you are most productive and also determine time when there are fewer distractions or interruptions. This could be decided simply by when your children are napping or when they are at school, or you have just had your first cup of coffee or after everyone has gone to bed. So consider when you are at your best and or when you just have some quiet time when you can work. And once you know when you're going to be working, time blocking is important. Dedicate specific blocks of time in your calendar for your creative work, and then treat these blocks as non-negotiable appointments that you must meet. Number 3, micro sessions. If working long periods of time aren't feasible, break your work into shorter, focused sessions throughout the day. And again, block that time. So this time is non-negotiable, even if it's only a few minutes at a time. Number 4, productivity rituals. Develop rituals that are going to signal the start of your creative work, such as a specific type of music, a cup of tea that you make, a candle that you light, or a quick meditation that you work through before you begin to work. When you make creativity part of a routine, it often helps your brain to realize it is time to focus and refine, and you will work smarter and not harder. Number 5, an accountability partner. Partner with someone who can hold you accountable for dedicating time to your creative work. And then regular check-ins with this person can help you stay committed. Now, the refine stage is all about doing the work. And in order to be productive while you're working, because if you're creative who needs to have an end result, like you have to meet a deadline, you need to be productive while you work. So first you want to start making strides by choosing what you're going to do. So you're going to pick a project and then dedicate your creative energy by focusing on this idea and then guiding it through to completion. Oh, my friend, it can be so tempting to start multiple projects. But the true magic happens when you have focus on a main idea and develop it fully. The thrill of finishing a project that is ready for use, that is a fine feeling. Completing a project not only brings a sense of accomplishment, but it also paves the way for that next idea and new opportunities. By refining your focus and dedicating yourself to work on this chosen idea, you create a solid foundation for continuous creative growth. And you become productive and a prolific creative. And that will quiet your inner critic and make you feel confident about your creativity. Take that, imposter syndrome. Your creativity will flourish at even a higher level when you finish more projects. And then from there, you will continue to build onto your creative strength with your next project because you have learned valuable lessons from your past creations. When you are aware that you're in the refine stage and you allow yourself time and permission to get the work done, you build creative muscle and you build confidence in the authenticity of your creative voice. And when you can focus on your work and move your project from a great idea to a finished work, you will quiet your inner critic and you will be able to better ignore imposter syndrome because you are being creative and you have results to show for the dedication you have to your craft. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of the refine stage in the Going FourWords creative process. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with your creative friends and family. And remember to toggle on that subscribe or follow feature so it will be easy to join me for our next episode as we dive into the fourth word in our Going FourWords creative process. And that word is release. So, my friend, it's time. Choose and then refine one of your amazing ideas. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself permission to create in a beautiful space. And then enjoy a little creative sweat equity and be amazed with the results you receive when you refine an idea. Have fun. Celebrate your results. And no matter what, stay creative, my friend. And now let's take a second to hear a word from our sponsor. And that would be me. When the world feels like a lot, community is a place you need to find. Let me tell you how BDI Create Today is here to provide that extra help and encourage you with your creativity through community. Sometimes creating feels a bit lonely when you are doing it all by yourself. But my friend, one of the best ways to stay inspired and to keep your creativity thriving is to be part of a creative community. It helps you stay accountable to get more done. And it's also going to bring new ideas to the table about creative inspiration and techniques and tips that you never thought to try. And this is why I created the Create Today membership. BDI Create Today, it is a safe place where creatives can come to meet and mingle with like-minded creatives to find cheerleaders who are going to support and respect you and your creativity. Inside the Create Today membership, you get inspiration and tips and unique creative ideas to keep your creativity challenged, ignited, and alive, and still happening on a daily basis. So if you're looking for a way to stay creatively energized and break free from the stress spiral of today's world, Create Today is a safe space to land and to grow your creativity. To learn more about the treasures that BDI Create Today has ready to share with you right now, visit www.bdi-create.today and you can become part of this wonderful community that supports the many benefits that creativity provides us today and every day. Because, my friend, it is when we gather together in community that we find ways to cope, we find answers to problems, and we find safety in our numbers. And we discover that we are in this together. But most importantly, you're going to realize the power creativity has to bring goodness in your life, in heart, mind, body, and soul. I am so grateful that you are here. And if you know someone who could benefit from today's message, please share this podcast and take a peek at past episodes to find other treasures about you and your creativity that can add more strength and power to your well-being. Remember, it is important for your overall well-being for you to stay creative, my friend.